Hi everyone, this is Jason with Adept Home. And part of Adept's mission, really, business mission, is to try to give a little bit back to those communities that we're working in. There's a wonderful organization here called Glacier Hope Homes in the Kalispell and Whitefish area of Montana. And this is a really special organization. They're providing housing and opportunities for growth for veterans. And with me today is Jason Stevens. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the journey that you've been on to get to the point that we're going to look at these plans, but tell us how you got here.
Okay, well, how this program all started is I myself was homeless about 2.5 years ago. And in that time frame, I had an opportunity at a shelter to see firsthand our veterans. And took it upon myself to say, okay, I think we can do it a little bit better than this. And so I had put a great big plan together and went to a real estate and construction company, and they were like, well, this is a really great plan, but it's a pretty big plan. So I had to scale it back a little bit. And what we did is, through going out in the local area here, I was able to find people that would support us, people that were helping us. And in doing so, we went into a resort area, and we were there for about 6 months. We couldn't get our second round of financing through, so we had to move out of there. We moved into a house that kind of turned into a little bit of a fiasco, but lo and behold, we ended up here on a 30-acre ranch, and it's home for Glacier Hope Homes, and we're very, very happy here. We have just recently built 5 duplexes that we can house 10 additional veterans. In our big home here, we house 11. So we have the capabilities at this point of housing 21 veterans. We are very excited because we just brought in our first female veteran in one of the duplexes. So we're trying to get all of this together. In addition to just the housing, we are also working with the mental health. And in the mental health, we cater to PTSD, anxiety, drug and alcohol rehab. And we try to take each one of our veterans and individualize their program. This is not a one-size-fits-all. This is each gentleman and female veteran are looked upon individually. But we also have our family atmosphere here. I'm very happy. New Year's Day was kind of fun. We had the team football spirits going on here, and there was a lot of ribbing, but there was a lot of camaraderie between the guys.
But it sounds like, just in that example, that there's a place where they feel free to be who they are.
Absolutely.
If they're sitting around watching a game and laughing, that means that they're home.
Right.
And they're in a comfortable place. And it sounds like maybe that's a really important thing to you here.
That is very important for every person that comes through this program. It's to help them find the security, the trust, the happiness. And, I've always felt that if we couldn't help them with their mind and their heart, we couldn't move them forward.
Sure.
And so when you give them a facility like this, where they do feel like they're a part of the family, then that starts to be created. And once that is created, then they start to move forward. It usually, when the guys come in, it's usually, we have that 2-week honeymoon period where everything's great and lovely and fun. And then after that, that's when the real work starts. That's when we sit down with them with our counselors and we say, okay, where are you headed? What do you want to do? We do a lot of promoting of education. We're very fortunate. We have Tammy Duchot working with us as social media. And she is able to help these guys learn how to work on the internet and how they can create income off of the internet. So that has been a plus. We really do try to work within the community to get these guys out into jobs. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult for them, because when you take somebody that's lived out in the woods under a sleeping bag for a number of years, to get them to understand a different way of life. So again, that's where our therapy comes in. That's where we really kind of pride ourselves over and above some of the other shelters.
Sure, and the occupational aspect of what you are currently doing and certainly are looking to expand to, that occupational component must be integral to the growth.
Absolutely.
You had mentioned earlier that a main goal here is to bring in veterans, look at their program on a very unique way for each individual veteran, and then allow them a way to practice being on their own. And so this is a stopping point
It is.
for most of your veterans. Tell me a little bit more about how that program
So when they
works.
come into the program, we give them that first 30 days to basically lay a program out for them, okay, with their input of what they want to do and how they want to do it. Then we look at it, is it educational? Is it, some of these guys, it's physical,
Sure.
physical health. And so with that being said, what we do is we lay this program out. And when they get to the point of the jobs, this is where the fun becomes, because for the first time in their life, it's what do you want to do? And
They have a choice.
And they have a choice. It's not because there is food here. There is a roof over their head. They can take showers. They can do laundry. So all of those, day-to-day living things are available, and they don't cost anything for them. Okay?
Sure. Gives them an opportunity to stop worrying about survival and worry about growth.
Where instead of where am I going to eat today, it's like, what am I going to do today? How do I move forward? And you'll hear a lot of that. Now, in this facility here, we are very, very excited because in here, in addition to all of our counseling and support systems from the mental health side, we're also looking at putting a commercial kitchen here where we're going to train
So
the guys.
vocational training.
Exactly, and we also have a food van, vending truck that we're doing seafood with. So they're going to be taking that out. This winter, we'll actually be taking that truck out to go around the community here for our homeless persons and give them chicken noodle soup and some different things like that.
And your residents are helping with that program?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it was their idea. Once they're comfortable, these guys have so many talents, but they've just, life has been hard, life has been tough, like for all of us. But here they have an opportunity to let that flow. What are the ideas? I'm really excited. Tomorrow, Tammy is going to be meeting with the guys about some of the products that we can actually put together and move forward with them. So I'm real excited about that. One of the guys came up and suggested that we do a fish and chip seafood combination market. So I was like, okay, well, we can take a look at that. But what it is just an opportunity for them to decide what it is they want to do with their life.
Sure, the structure now is in their hands instead of somebody else's. And it's interesting because a facility like this is really required, I think, in order for a veteran to be able to actually practice that structure on their own. Tell us a little bit about, and I say that because tell us a little bit about the plan here that you have. It's ambitious, but you have 30 acres and you have all kinds of possibility.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about that and how those opportunities are going to translate to the land in different sections and different ideas here.
Okay, well, obviously this over here is everything that is existing on the property at this point. But what we're looking at here is this is the area that our community center that you see here will be in. Out front is our flags. Okay. Excuse me, we need to flip this around here so I can get it the right way. Okay, so this is where all the treatment center, the community center is going to be. And then these next three sections here will be what we call our barracks studios. So they're going to be built as a barracks, but they'll have individual studios in them, so they'll have the ability to cook if they want to, but they will also have ability to come in and eat as a group. And socialization is a big part of what we do. So many of these guys are withdrawn and they're almost recluse type. And so when we get them out in with these other guys, as you've seen with the group here, when these guys come in, the first thing, and I've always been very happy for the guys in doing that it's always, hey, how you doing? It's good to have you here, that type of thing. So, and that's just kind of how we started off, So, but these here will be the barracks, and then back here in the back corner, we are actually going to build a 55 unit senior veteran housing. And that will be more along the line of an assisted living, because what we're finding now with our Vietnam veterans that there's a real need out here for them.
And so in order to facilitate that, tell me a little bit about the other organizations with whom you'll be partnering. For instance, for healthcare, do you have a partner for healthcare?
We do. We work quite a bit with the Kalispell Medical Center.
So they're just right down the road.
They're just right down the road,
yeah.
Right. And we will be bringing on staff a clinical psychologist, psychiatrist. We will be bringing on a medical physician on a part-time basis. And then in the local community here for your optician and your dental and all that. We've got a lot of professionals that are volunteering with us.
Excellent.
So yeah,
So the word is getting out there.
It is.
And now
It
it's
is.
a matter of getting the good feelings of this place and creating an organization that allows you to monetize and to grow.
Well, and we're very fortunate because George Ackerson of Safer Medical of Montana has been our main sponsor up to this point. And George is an amazing man. He's done a lot of very, very good things for us. But he himself is looking at, his company growing and being able to grow with us with this project. So in addition to him, we have Carl Sabatino, who is coming from New York. He has worked, this is his 47th nonprofit project that he's working on.
Wow.
So he's very excited about that. So on one hand, it feels like it's taken us eons to get here. On the other hand, we've only been doing this for 2.5 years. And the mission itself, to care for, to enrich, and to provide for our veterans is our mission. And that's a pretty broad mission, but it does allow us to really try to help each and every individual that comes to us.
Terrific. Jason, thank you so much for sharing your organization with us.
Thank you for being here.
It's this kind of organization that really creates the fabric of the communities that we live in. And at Adept, part of what we're trying to do is create opportunity. Opportunity for you, opportunity for us, and opportunity for our communities. It's organizations like Glacier Hope Home that provide exactly that. I want to thank you for joining us. I'm Jason with Adept Home.